Hi, I'm Help. I just wanted to note before we get started that this video is going to specifically break down the team Yasuo Blitz using the Freestyle Fuse. I assume it works with any team in any fuse, but Freestyle gets the most mileage. Okay, we'll just keep moving forward. Let's look at the strike route. Did you notice that the second hit of crouching medium started a new combo? That's the reset, and that's where the strength of this reset lies. Zooming in on the frame meter, we can see that there's a 3-frame gap between the first and the second hit. That's the reset. This is happening because the hit stun scaling is so high that the two hits are no longer a true combo. So if your opponent is aware that they're even in a mix-up situation, if they mash most options, they'll get hit. More on that later. Next is the throw route. The big thing here is because the hit stun scaling is so high, you can cancel into command grab with no delay or Kara and hit on the first frame throw protection wears off. Okay, so that's it. Well, you might be wondering why you would do this over Blitz's regular restand reset, and I'll tell you why. Okay, so first, it's an unreactable 50-50 mix-up between strike or command throw. The second, it leads to death on most characters. Third, the first hit of 2M is on hit and not on block, so there's very limited defensive options, meaning they don't have retreating guard or push block to use. Fourth, the 2M pulls the opponent literally point blank to Blitzcrank. So even on block, you get scary Blitzcrank pressure. Next is, if you get the setup and you get the punish, it leads to very limited break bar buildup. Take a look at this. It's only about half a bar. Also, with Freestyle Fuse, this route is very, very safe. I'll show a breakdown about that later. Lastly, it removes a lot of the execution and timing by auto-timing the pressure afterwards. So that's why I think the reset is really strong. So if you like what you see, the rest of the video is just going to be a breakdown of situations, universal situations and character-specific situations. I'm not going to document the command grab route because it's the same as always. It loses and wins to all options that it always wins or loses against. So I'm going to break this down in the video, but just ahead of time, it beats everything, but it does lose to mid parry and character specific options. That will also be later on in the video. So it beats jump, it beats jab, it beats SA3 if you tag out with freestyle. So train mode's pretty buggy, so here's a pretty janky way of showing that it works against burst. So here's it on block. Pretty much, I mean, they're already point blank, so you just get really strong block pressure. The only bad downside is you've already lost options to all your lows, so you have to call them out with a delay pressure and hope they jump or command grab it. So here's it losing the parry. Here's it losing to Vi's character specific parry. Here's it beating Blitz's super armor. Beating Vi's super one that is invincible after startup, but it's too slow. It sort of loses to Darius's super armor, but you can also react and tag out, but I'm old, so I'm not doing that. Here's Echo's parry ultimate, which you can tag out for. Here's it beating Brahm's super armor. Here's some extra notes. Obviously, it's better if you have super armor because then it doesn't lose out to jabs and it does more damage. And then two, so you can actually, depending on the hit stun scaling, leaves different amounts of frame gaps. So you can extend it, or from what I found, you can extend it to 4 frames. You can also shorten the combo and do 1 frame. So that's it. That's the whole video. Bye.